Hey folks, it's Chad here at Airstream of Greensboro, a Blue Compass company, and today we have the new 2025 International 28 RB behind us, and we are going to do a walk around of the inside, the outside, top and the bottom, and we're going to go over some of the new things for 2025. Let's get started now. All right, let's move to the inside. We know you guys want to see the inside. That's what you're here for. There are some cool updates to the outside, which we will talk about here in a second. Now, moving to the inside for 2025, we do have the new door handle. Now, with the 28 RB, fun fact, this is actually mounted upside down. All of your rear beds, I guess because the door's open from the other side, the handle's upside down, so something to think about. Now remember, Airstream does take about 8 hours to manufacture this door. They manufacture it by hand. The screen door is also manufactured by hand, and they marry these together so you'll see a similar curve throughout the whole thing. And remember, you always want to close these together, not separate. Now with the new door handle, this should be less likely to lock you out over time in use. Now Laura and I, we've never locked ourselves out of our camper, but there's a possibility. So we have a new door handle for 2025. Actually came in 24.5. Now moving inside, I'm going to let Laura go right on in. You're going to see the aqua color for your cushions on this particular 28 RB. The other option is going to be a seashell, which is more of a gray tone in the cushion color. Now as far as the International goes, the only thing that's going to change when you pick one of the two colors is the cushions. Everything else is going to be essentially the same. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice with the International is, as far as the Flying Cloud, everything inside it's going to be a little bit nicer. You're going to have nicer leathers. You're going to have a Corian countertop. In the kitchen area, you're going to have nicer laminates, even nicer hardware with the International. We'll open our windows a little bit. Oh, Laura, you got all the windows except for two.
I missed a few of them.
It's okay. That's going to be your biggest difference between the Flying Cloud and the International. You also get this very nice kind of wood tone floor. I have found with this floor, people, and generally the ladies, either love it or hate it. There's not really much of an in-between. I will say with this whole floor plan or color palette, you may want to come in person to Greensboro or a store nearby and just see it in person to get a feel for what it looks like. Now, one of the things about the 28 RB floor plan that's going to be unique to it is you have the sofa across the front. The only other floor plan that's going to give you this is the 30 RB, but the 30 RB is going to flip the kitchen and the dinette. The other thing I think that makes this floor plan unique is the windows on the campsite side. So you have these really nice windows. If you're sitting at the dinette, you can actually see out the window. Watching, if you have your grandkids or kids with you, you can see them. You also have a really nice view right out the front if you're sitting in this particular position. So of the 30 and 28, I really like the dinette placement and window placement in the 28 versus the 30. Now something else that's different on the Flying Cloud versus the International, you have these two port windows up here which let even more light in during the day. On the Flying Cloud, you're going to have cabinets up there. So you do have the benefit of having extra cabinets, but you lose the windows. Laura, windows or cabinets?
I don't know.
My vote's windows.
It's a tough,
I want all the windows.
decision.
This dinette table is a little bit deeper on the International than the Flying Cloud. I did notice that. These two windows open. The very front center window opens. That needs to be cleaned. And the window right there, yep, that one opens as well.
And there is a solar guard.
Yep.
Here that you'd have to open from the outside.
That is correct. Or you're learning.
I listen to your videos now.
Now you're in them, so you have to.
I have to listen.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about. Wow, that is a spotlight. Turn those back off. So talk a little bit about the sofa. One of the things I also like about the sofa is it's facing the new 27-inch smart 12-volt TV that is considered bezel-less now. That's one of the nice things about this floor plan is you're facing the TV and you're facing the space, and you kind of have two separate seating areas. You have the dinette and you have the sofa. The other thing that's really nice, if you want to sit over here, you can kind of put your legs up, or a leg up. You actually do this better on the 30. The 30 is deeper right here, and I can put my feet up. But anyway, we do have some storage back here for all of your, that's deep, all of your blankets and pillows and things that you want to bring. It's if you're wondering how deep it is, it's an elbow deep.
Super helpful for all of you who know how long Chad's arm is.
From there to there. We also have storage underneath up here in the front. And I will say, if you are looking to do a battery upgrade with a bigger inverter, say like you want to do a trade winds dry camping type of thing, the 28RB and the 30RB, this makes a great spot for all of your batteries and inverters and things like that. Right there across the front.
And you've
Still
got
have a lot of storage.
A little bit of shoe storage right at the entrance.
And they also show that plug there.
The inverted circuit.
So you have an inverted plug right there beside the sofa, so you can work on your laptop if you need to. We have lots of light switches right here at the door entrance, as well as your battery disconnect and your awning. Now, one of the new things for 2025, and this is going to be all of the travel trailer floor plans that have an inverter built in, you're going to now have a new connection between the inverter and the battery disconnect. So when you click off the battery disconnect, if the inverter is on, it will also turn the inverter off. It's kind of a cool thing for 2025.
Storage at your foot.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of storage right there.
Oh, tiny little storage.
Yeah, there's a blanket there. And then of course you have the sliding doors that is part of the look of the International. That's your pack that comes with every Airstream. And then to the right, you're gonna have some more plugs. You'll have another inverter circuit for things like an Apple TV. You also have your Cat 6 plug that goes to the outside, your HDMI input, and then USB that goes to the back of the radio. And then you have your on-off switch for the HD antenna. JL audio radio, unfortunately on the International, the speakers do fire straight down. So whoever's sitting there is going to get a lot of radio. And then you have a whole nother area for your storage. If you're wondering what that little dot or little black thing is, behind this wall is the coiled up wire for the Airstream connected system, because it is pre-wired for it, and it's always on the front left corner. Even if it's a front bed or a rear bed, it's always going to be up there. So we got all the storage here. Let's go to the kitchen. You're going to have a somewhat smaller kitchen area than say the 27, but it's bigger than the 25 as far as countertop space. You're going to have a undermounted stainless steel dampened sink. You also have a pull down for your faucet, and a really nice
faucet,
residential faucet. We're going to have the controls for the Girard tankless water heater right there. You have your on-off switch and controls for the 2000 watt inverter. Your solar charge controller is right there. And remember, with Airstream, you can either order no solar as an option, solar only as an option, and then solar with lithium batteries, which is how this one is spec'd. And then above that, we're going to have our sea level monitors that will show you battery charge, gray, blacks, fresh, and your water pump switch is in here as well. We have a Furrion 3-burner stovetop right there with a light for your noms. It's a cool party trick. And we do have an exhaust fan that does actually exhaust to the outside. It looks like it just got turned on for the first time. A little spice rack right here, so you do have somewhere to put your spices. Now, one thing to me that is glaringly missing in the International 28 and the Flying Cloud 28 is there's no pantry. I would actually rather them shift this forward, take out a little bit of that sofa, and put the pull-out pantry right here. But no pantry in the 28 RB International. Now, you do have all the storage up here, you know, on both sides, and you have storage underneath the sink on both sides. This will have your silverware drawer organizer in it. There's a little bit of storage right there for maybe cutting boards. A little bit more storage there. And then both of these are going to be fairly shallow. You do have a small trash can that comes with the Airstream. You're going to have your optional convection oven / microwave. If you don't choose the microwave on the 28 RB floor plan, it's going to be an oven here, but you will not have a microwave. So generally speaking, you're going to see the convection in the 28 RBs. Then we're going to have another fairly shallow but nice storage area, especially for kind of your Rubbermaid containers, things like that, fit in there quite nicely. Now on the dinette side, you've kind of already seen the dinette. There is more storage underneath on both sides, and one of the things that's unique about the International is going to be the way these dinettes are built. So this isn't built out with the plywood like you would normally see on, say, a Flying Cloud. Instead, you're going to have this tube, 1-inch aluminum tubing that makes the base of the dinette on both sides, and that is just part of the look for the International. Should I make the dinette into a bed? Yep. Okay. The wife says yes. I think this one. Yep. Take the cushions off. Now this particular International is sold. It was ordered for one of my customers who is probably watching. Thank you for letting us make a video of your International, and you'll always have this, be able to reference back to it. So the dinette, 76 inches deep, which is enough for me. Oh, to be able to lay down. I just hit my head. But I can lay, straight. Nobody sleeps like this. And then of course, you can comfortably lay like this. Now I would say, they say this sleeps 6. 2 kids, 1 adult, and then 2 adults back there.
Does this convert?
Yes, it does. Comes out, and then pull the bigger pillows out, cushions. There's also with the RBs, they give you this little thing. Not really sure what the purpose of it is, but it is there. And that can go anywhere. You can actually fit 2 adults here. Now for the kitchen area, you're also going to have an 8 cubic foot, I think it's 8.1 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator. It's a Norcold. It does have an on-off switches, which is one of the things I like about this one, and it has a night mode. Essentially what the night mode does is it kind of calms down the compressor. It assumes you're not going to open it that much, so it doesn't need to run as much. It's shallow. I wonder what is actually back there that this needs to be so shallow. And then below, you're just going to have your power box.
I'm proud of you.
Usually I call this a battery box. 110, and then your 12 volt fuses. And these all have a little light, LED light to them. So if one of these switches is blown, it'll actually light up with that red LED to tell you that that particular one has blown. Now in 2024, we got the new GE air conditioner in the International, and I really feel like for the 2024 model year, that has been a pretty good success for Airstream with the GE profile. Now that does mean you have a separate control for the AC here. It does have fan auto. I know the forums are saying it doesn't have auto. It does. And then of course you can set it to cold, hot, furnace, heat pump, or cool, and then you set the temperature there. And it does give you the inside temperature. You just have to give it a second and it will flip back to the inside temperature. We have a skylight, which is another one of those things I almost never remember what's called. It does have a shade as well, which is really nice. And then we've got the max fan that does have the rain sensor as well. And then this one, once you hit on, it will actually open on its own. It's powered. You can set the auto turn on if it's 78 degrees, excuse me. And then the rain sensor on-off button is right there. And to turn it off, you just hit the off button and it turns back off. Super easy. Now, one of the things about the 28, you're going to get a little bit smaller wardrobe that could almost be turned into a pantry if you wanted it to be. You could add shelves in here and make it a pantry. A little bit of storage there at the bottom. And then we're gonna get to the split bath. We'll do the shower first this time.
And as you can see on the video, you get a mirror on the outside of the wardrobe.
Oh yeah, you got a mirror.
In this one.
It's always dirty though. So just call it like I see it. Okay, so shower, it's a very similar shower to the 27s, but if you notice down here, the bench goes all the way across, where the 27, 25 front beds, it's kind of a corner, and you have an open space in the back, so you can kind of, you know, straddle that space there. Now with this one, you're just gonna have this solid piece here, or open bit. There is enough room, like I can close the shower door just fine. I can take a shower. It's not a problem. It's not the biggest shower in the RV industry, but it's sufficient. It does have the string that pulls across like all other Airstreams have. Of course, you have the shower wand, which makes taking a shower in a tight shower much easier. There is no storage for bottles or anything in this particular floor plan. We did get a new door handle, so this is part of the 0.5 update. This was originally in the Pottery barn. It's kind of like a magnetic thing, so when you close it, it pulls it across, and you open it, it just pulls it back. Kind of a cool design. You do get the port window in the International that you don't get in the Flying Cloud, and I love the look of this. It just looks so cool. And it's frosted from the inside, so you can't look in while someone's using the restroom. Now coming into the bathroom, I'm gonna let Laura just kind of get a good shot of it so you can see it. Lots of mirrors. There's no shortage of mirrors in this floor plan. And then you're gonna have a really nice large bathroom compared to the 27. So the shower may be a tiny bit worse than the 27, 25, but the bathroom is gonna be better than the 27, 25. You can actually sit like normal. It's not catty cornered. The toilet paper holder is right there. There's gonna be storage underneath the sink. There's also storage above, I guess the tires are right here on both sides. No shelf, just storage. And then you have the medicine cabinet above. And you have this little shelf as well. So there's a lot of storage in here. Now the one thing I will point out with the mirror, because it's facing down, it's kind of an odd mirror to look at. This one's not that bad. You can actually kind of hold it down if you wanted to. You do have a vent both in the bathroom and exhaust vent and in the shower, so they each have their own. And those things work really good, I will say that. And then this is the queen bed model. And I will naturally go to my side of the bed. There's a new 24-inch TV in here. Same as the one out there, it's just a little bit smaller. Bezel-less, smart TV with the WebOS hub. You can put things like YouTube TV on there as well as Netflix and all that kind of stuff. Now the queen bed, Laura can put the size up. I know it's 76 inches, 75 inches deep. I don't remember how wide it is. It's a sufficient size for a queen bed. You know, Airstreams aren't known to be huge. I'll push this stuff over so I can lay down on it. Now, as far as what you get with the kit, you're gonna get a pillowcase that is more of a decorative pillowcase. You get a bunch of pillows, and then you get a comforter that goes on top, but no sheets. So, oh, this is a comfortable bed. I may just go ahead and take a little bit of a nap.
We'll just pause the video and come back in a few minutes.
Okay, we're back. One of the things I do like about the queen bed, you get power on both sides, and you get USB on both sides. So if you have two people in it, you each get your own power. Not inverted. That was remember the Globetrotter was inverted, but the International apparently is not.
Which you do have inverted here.
Yeah, so not too far away. So if you needed to have, you know, CPAP or something here and run it at night with no power, you can plug it in over there and do that, with the TVs being 12 volt now. And you do have some storage underneath on both sides as well. And you have a nice nightstand as well. I really like the size of the nightstand in here. It's really the same, right, on both sides?
Yep, just showing it.
And then we do have the storage above with the sliding doors. Now it's backlit. You can turn that light off. One of the things I always point out, that has been pointed out to me by customers, is this is really nice. It looks really nice, but when you have stuff in here, you can see the stuff. So just something to think about, you know, versus say the Globetrotter or the Flying Cloud that have solid doors. That it does really look cool. So it's, you know, it's give and take. There's a separate AC control for the bedroom area. This is going to be that optional AC that you can get. That's a 13.5. Does have the heat pump as well. And of course, the center window opens, and you don't need to do anything outside to open that one. And then both windows from the side open. And I will say, Laura and I found this out when we did the video at the Wyndham. If you haven't watched that video, it's the new Caravel. You should watch it. We'll link it above. If you've got these windows open, you can really get some breeze coming through. It's quite impressive with the cross breeze you can get with all 3 windows open.
Underbed storage?
Yeah. Man, I knew I kept you around for a reason. So, underbed storage, it is assisted with a shock, which is quite nice. And you can get a shot of the real wood, solid plywood that Airstream uses. So this is going to be a light Italian plywood. You do have access to be able to get in the middle, and then you can get into each side. I just noticed, at least with this floor plan, they used to have kind of a cross piece that went right here that's not there anymore. So this is just fully open. That is quite nice. And then you've got your outside storage out there. Now you can do the twin bed in this floor plan as well. If you do the twin bed, you're going to have 3 outside storage compartments. You'll split this space and you'll have a little bit of storage on the inside. I think it's a little bit less with the twin bed versus the queen, but then you get more outside storage. So depending on which one's more important. The thing that we like, Laura and I like about the twin bed is, one, it feels bigger because they're 2 separate beds and we're used to being in a king bed. 2, it's much easier to get up at night because you have the aisle going down the middle. 3, it makes it feel like a whole nother room because again you have the aisle going down the middle. And then 4, Rosie has a really nice place to sleep, our dog, right in the middle. So alright, now as far as curtains, you do have some curtains that Laura's pointing out. There's a curtain up there, so you can create a space in the middle, or if you're taking a nap during the day, pull that across. And then we also have one to create kind of an ensuite if you're getting ready in the morning and want to have a little bit of privacy. Skylight in the middle. Show them that. So this does have, it has a skylight in the middle. Laura's pointing that to it. And it does have Airstream's Quiet Stream ducted AC system. This is going to run about 20% quieter than what you would if you had a direct discharge AC unit, such as the base camp, which we just posted a video of that recently, so you should go check that one out, the 2025 base camp 20X. That's going to be quite a bit louder than this, and this is running at high speed, and it's quieter than the other one running at low speed. Now, do you want to get Laura's perspective on the inside of the International?
I love the interior.
You like the colors?
I'm a big fan of the blue. You said the floor is hit or miss. I love the floor. I just think it's really pretty. The pattern here, a little like geometric pattern, I like that. I love the interior of the International. And I really like the back half. I like having a separate dinette from the couch, as opposed to like our Flying Cloud is just kind of a continuous piece. The kitchen is a little bit small. I think the biggest thing overall is you're lacking a lot of storage. Without having the pantry, you don't have too many lockers. You don't have the extra storage in the bedroom like the Flying Cloud, the 25 Flying Cloud that we have has. So mixed reviews for me.
Okay, fair. I think you would like the 30 more than the 28.
Probably. Because it's the same back, right?
This would be very similar. What word is that? You swap. Switch
or swap?
You swap the dinette and the kitchen area. They get swapped. But you get a bigger what is happening? You get a bigger kitchen and you get a dinette.
Pantry?
Pantry.
All right, let's wrap up the inside and let's see how the outside goes.
All right, we're outside of the 2025 International 28 RB queen bed model. It does come with the power ton jack, as you probably know by now, and the Demco hitching system, which is a really cool system as far as how it operates. Super easy to use. We're gonna have on the roadside a low flow LP quick disconnect On the campsite side, you're going to have one of those cool ZAMP solar input things. Now that connects directly to the batteries, so you'll want to use a solar panel that has the solar charge controller built onto it. Now this one came with the lithium batteries, and if you order it that way, you're going to get 2 Battleborn 100 amp hour lithium batteries with the heaters. Now you only need to turn the heat switch on, and there's a switch right down there for that when it's going to be basically in the teens or lower. If it's just going to be cold, you don't need that on. Now coming around to the campsite side, one of the biggest updates for the International for 2025 is going to be the power stabilizers. So if you watched any of my videos on the International in the past, you've probably heard me say something like they should at least give the option for power stabilizers on the International, so that you don't have to go to the Globetrotter just to get power stabilizers. Well, Airstream did it even better than that. Not only did they give it to us, but they made it standard within the current price. So 2025, we saw a 2% price increase, and with that 2% price increase, we got the extra battery switch and we got the power stabilizers standard for the International. And you do have control for the front and the back right there. And then we do have a power plug out here if you want to plug anything in with 110. That is going to require you to be plugged into shore power to work. And then as we mentioned on the inside, these 2 big windows here will open to allow air to come through, and that's one of the things I do like about the 28 floor plan. Now we do come with standard Goodyear Endurance tires. You're also going to get standard the no maintenance, never lube bearings, and you get the Dexter axles. Now that doesn't mean that you don't need to check those bearings. You want to do that once a year to make sure they are all good. And then your Dexter brakes that are auto adjusting as well. And then also with the International, we get the power awning. And that's been, the case for International probably since 2020 or 2021, or probably longer than that. But 2025 model year, we get power stabilizers too. I think that's huge for the International. Now, as far as the controls go, you'll have these right here on the inside. You're going to have open, close. You have a power on and off, and then you've got tilt to the front and tilt to the rear. Now the key with this is to always, once you've put the awning out, leave that power switch on so it knows where it's at. Now occasionally you may have the awning stop, and it may stop midway. It may even come out just a couple of inches and stop, and it just thinks that it's out. That's all it is. Like, it's not sure. It thinks it's all the way out. All you have to do is hit the close button and then hit it again, and that will stop it, and then just hit open. So I'll demonstrate what that looks like. So I'm going to hit close, and Laura's going to show it to you, and you'll see it in real time. It's going to start coming back, and the extensions of the arm is coming into this pole. Now let's say it just randomly stopped, like it just stopped. And that will happen occasionally. It's not a big deal. Just hit open, so the opposite direction, then hit close again, and then hit close, and it will continue going away. We did get new springs for 2024. Those do continue for 25, and these work significantly better than the outgoing little rubber O-ring thing that they use there. You do have a step light right there. And then we're going to go all the way to the back side of the camper. So with this being a rear bed, we do have all of our storage in the back, which is going to help the tongue weight be slightly lighter on this one versus, say, the 27 front bed, which is the same length. Now this is going to be all of your outside storage for the 28 RB. Yep. That's your big 50 amp smart plug there. Now, one of the things I do like to talk about with these doors, one, they are insulated, so when this is closed, that is creating your environment envelope thing. But also, these latches will actually pull in. Watch the door, it will pull the door into that sill, which is super nice to have that. And with these larger doors, Airstream gives you 2 of those locks. We also have a little bit of storage in the bumper right there, and I like to use that for my leveling blocks, chalks, extra sewer hose, awning arms, all that kind of stuff. Now, the window awning package on the International is standard. On the Flying Cloud, it's going to be an option, and it matches, of course, really cool color. Don't you love these colors?
I love it.
Want that on our Flying Cloud. You're going to have your sewer tank exit in the back, your holding tanks, black and gray right there, and there is a light down there that will like to turn itself on its own, and then your sewer hose storage is right beside it. It's nice how close it is on the 28. We have our city water inlet right here that does have the pressure regulator built in. Behind this door, we're going to have our gravity fed connection to the fresh water tank right there. And then you'll see some water dripping here, and that's actually the AC unit. So each AC is plumbed down to this point, and the condensation will come down. Now let me just tell you, if it's really humid out, today it's pretty humid, but it's actually doing pretty good. I don't see any water running off, but if it's really humid outside, it may create more condensation than that little pump is able to, bring down here. And if you're running the heat pump, it does create more condensation than the little pump can handle. So you may see some water still come off the side, and that's fine. Now we do have the 50 amp smart plug on this, because if you get two ACs, it's automatically going to be a 50 amp. If you do one AC, it will automatically be a 30 amp. And then we're going to have our coaxial input, our Cat 6 input, which goes to the inside, and I showed that to you earlier. That is going to let you be able to use things like Starlink, plug directly into there, or anything that can use a data line that's just a Cat 6 cable running to the back. And then we have our outside shower, hot and cold water. You got your little wand right there. There we go. Black tank flush is right there. You've got your furnace for your propane heat, and then we've got our Girard tankless water heater that does have the off switch out here. Now if you have this off switch off, it will not work at all. There's nothing you can do on the inside. You have to come outside and switch that back on. Now that is great for winterization, when you need to turn this off and you don't want it heating or running water when you're just trying to winterize the unit. You can flip that off and it turns the power off to, let me turn it back on, the water heater. Okay, and that's the outside of the International. All right, we are on the top, or not on the top, we're looking at the top of the 2025 International 28RB. You have two of your 100 watt solar panels right here. Those are the Marlin solar panels. They are military grade as well. And you've got one of your vents there, skylight. You got the inlet for the solar. You can see those really nice new GE profile, low profile AC units. They are physically larger than the outgoing Dometics. And then the Coleman, Airstreams actually opted to not use Dometic at all anymore for the 2025 model year. More to come on that, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Now let me switch around to the back side, and we'll take a look from the other side of the camper. All right, folks, this is the roadside. See that third panel up there? And of course, there is plenty of room to add more solar up here if you wanted to do, solar install or something like that. You don't have to do that. That would be more for the ability to do more boondocking. There's that center skylight that's in the hallway. The little round disc right there is going to be your HD antenna. That's going to be one of your max air vents for the, I think that's going to be the shower. And then there's one on the other side that is going to be for the bathroom area. Now, something I didn't mention, in 2024, we got a new front cap and rear cap. And I have a whole video talking about that. So if you want to know more about that, check out that video. I'll link it above. It was basically the 2024 update, but new inner ribs that are automotive stamped, and then we also got a higher rear cap and front cap, so it comes up and it meets even with the roof line there. So that's that painted baked on enamel coating. Really does help with heat. Like today, it's sunny out. I can actually touch that, no problem. It's actually kind of cold to the touch, or cool to the touch. With this new roof line, there's now one less seal, both on the front and the back going across, because we had that bump up, we called it the bubble, but it bumped up to allow room for the ducted AC. No longer need that with the new inner rib system. Should also be stronger. And I'll mention too, with the 2024 model year, we're now in 25, Airstream did add a new L-shaped structure, new bracket for the front and rear cap to help mitigate the issue with front end separation. So all the 2024s, and now of course we're going forward 25s and 26s, everything is going to have that new L bracket in there. And so all of the new automotive stamped ribs, the new L brackets, all of that is going to make a stronger package for the Airstream. So let me jump, well, I'm not going to jump off the ladder. Let me climb down the ladder and then we'll check out the bottom and we'll finish up. All right, folks, this is underneath the 28RB. You can see those power stabilizers there. And then we've got our storage for a sewer hose. You got your black tank and gray tank, and those do sit off the back, which also is going to help with tongue weight. Your fresh water is going to be in between the two axles. You can actually see that right there. And then of course with the Dexter axles, I talked about it on the outside, you do get the damper on the International, and Airstreams are going to tow so much better than your other brands out there, simply because you have a better axle system, you have true independent suspension, and you have a very low center of gravity. So these tow phenomenally. All right, folks, if you made it to this point of the video, we of course want to say thank you for watching and thank you for being a part of the channel. We really do appreciate every subscriber, every person who clicks the like button, and those who click the dislike button. We also want to say, if you are in the market for an Airstream, be sure to reach out. My contact information is down there in the description. You can reach out to me directly. And remember, we do have 10 Airstream stores from California to New York to Florida, Texas, so you don't necessarily have to come all the way to Greensboro to work with me. You can call me directly. I can help take care of you, and not only will you get great pricing, but you're also going to have a trusted resource in the Airstream community helping you make your Airstream purchase. Now, I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you're living riveted, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye.